What's up, brothers and sisters? Peace and blessings. We're going to talk about this law that we have been introduced to go back to. Now, when I say that, because Christianity never taught about a law. So it was the Hebrew Israelites that introduced the law back into society to the people. Now, you do have to keep the law because the law of God is law and order. But the law don't come from the book. Now, many people think Moses' law is God's law, not understanding Moses' law is a prophetic vision about God's law being fulfilled. Because who fulfilled the law? Did Moses fulfill the law? Did the people Moses was talking to fulfill the law? No. Christ fulfills the law. So the law is a vision about when Christ comes to fulfill the law. That's Moses' law. You know how we say law, that's law, that's law? Well, God's law is separate from any man law. Again, and Moses is a vision about God's law being fulfilled. If you don't believe me, we're going to go over a few verses. Come walk with me. Okay, so this is one of my verses to get you in how you receive the law. Galatians 4:21. I know this Paul. Many people, oh, Paul. Well, I got some Old Testament verses for you too. It say, tell me, ye that desire to be under the law, do you not hear the law? Now, why do you have to hear the law? Because where do the law come from? The law gonna come from the lips of the one God have put the Spirit in. Just like Moses. The children of Israel didn't get the law from the book. They got instructions from Moses, prophets, angels, messengers. So the law of God comes from a messenger. The law of Moses is written in the book because the law of Moses is connected to a prophecy. That's why you got to hear. Come walk with me. We ain't finished. Let's go to this Old Testament. Malachi 2:7. It says, for the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth. Now, I didn't say you should seek the law from his mouth. The scriptures say you should seek the law at his mouth. So how can you get God's law? By going to a book. God's law gonna come from a mouth, not a book. Come walk with me. So the mouth that the law will come from will be the Lord. Matthew 12:28. The Son of Man is Lord of Sabbath. So the law that you should seek, you got to go to the Lord and not the book. So let's go to Jeremiah, verse 2. It say, the priest said not, where is the Lord? If you turn to Matthew 12:8, the Son of Man is Lord. So none of these priests that's reading from the law of Moses is asked, where is the Lord? They say he in the sky, where the Son of Man will be on earth. It says, and they that handle the law knew me not. So it's showing you how people are handling something, but they don't know who. They don't know God. They just know words on the paper. The pastors also transgress against me, and the prophets prophesied by Baal. What they doing when they read Moses' law? Babbling. Because Moses' law is connected to Christ. It's not connected to men and women who are going to pick it up and read it and say, I'm doing Moses' law. You're not fulfilling it. You're just doing it after your own thoughts. So then it says, after things that do not profit. Putting fringes, throwing your bread out, going and get God food from the grocery store. None of these things going to profit us because God food is not in the grocery store. So none of these things will profit us. So this is why they are walking after things that do not profit. You can put fringes on every clothes you have. It won't profit you. I promise you. Let's go to another. Now, we know many people say they wise because what? They got the law. They got Moses' law. They don't have the law that come from the Lord. So it says, how do you say we are wise and the law of the Lord is with us? How do you say that? How is the law of the Lord? You got the law of Moses, not the law of the Lord. Lo, certainly in vain made he it. The pen of the scribes is in vain. So you can't get the law of God from a pen. You can't get it. You have to get it from the lips as what? That's what's written in the Bible. And another verse it says, man cannot live off bread alone, but every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. So God gonna always have a vessel to give you instructions. A book can't give you instructions. This is why you hearken to the law. You don't read the law. I got the icing on the cake for you. Now, I told y'all this is gonna be the icing on the cake, y'all. Now, the law gonna come from a particular place in the last days. It's not even saying the law gonna come from the Bible. Let's see. It says, and the word that Isaiah saw concerning Judah and Israel, and it shall come to pass in the last days. That's the key word, last days. What's going to come to pass in the last days? Continue to follow me. The mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to read the book. No, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord. That what? That's going to be established in the last days. Key word. The house of the God of Jacob. The book is not the house. God does not house his spirit in a book. God houses his spirit in she's and he's. God's spirit goes in she's and he's. God's spirit is not housed in a book. So it says, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law. Now remember, when was the law going to be established? In the last days, from Christ, who will be speaking in the last days. And the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So where's the word and where the law going to come from? People. But it's going to start with one, which will be Christ, who will be speaking to us in the last days. That's what's going on right now. And I did say that was the icing on the cake, but something just popped in my mind, so I got to put a cherry on top. Come walk with me. So I'm back with the cherry on top, y'all. It say, God, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets. So how did God talk to our forefathers? Was it a book or was it prophets? Prophets are what? He's and she's, right? Verse 2. Had in these last days. Let's go back to Isaiah chapter 2. In the last days, things were going to be established where the word and the law is going to be established in the last days. Why would the word and the law be established in the last days? Who is the word? Is the Bible the word or is the Son the word? Hebrews 1 and 2. It says, had in these last days spoken to us by his Son, whom he appointed heir of all things, by whom he also made the worlds. So a lot of people don't understand that the law comes from the lips of God's anointed one. Not the anointed one in your mind, but simply God's anointed one. So like I say, y'all, I hope those scriptures was able to open your mind, and I hope the Father is able to open your hearts and ears for this message. Peace and blessings. I'm out.